Auto Layout is the feature that separates beginners from pros, and today I'll make it click in one video. What Auto Layout actually is? It's a frame that arranges its contents automatically. For example, we have this simple structure, a title, a paragraph of text and a button. Between these items we have 16 pixels. If we decide to increase this size, we will move the first element, then the second element. We are making a lot of unnecessary actions. But if we decide to use Auto Layout for same components, it will be much easier. Of course, you can always say that there is an option here to increase spacing this way, but Auto Layout is much more powerful. Let me show you what I mean. If you select all the elements and press Shift A to add them into Auto Layout, the right side panel will change and you'll have this Auto Layout box here. What each element of this box means? This set of options changes the flow of elements inside the Auto Layout. So now they are vertical, we can change it to horizontal. We can choose freeform, but then it turns the Auto Layout into simple frame and you lose all the powerful features of Auto Layout. So let's not do that. This option is called grid, and as you can see, our Auto Layout box immediately gets 3 columns. You can set the number of rows and columns however you like, and you can set gaps between each column. But as you can see, now the size of Auto Layout component is fixed, and this is obviously not enough for all these elements inside of it. This is because this width is set to 509 and it's fixed. The coolest thing in Auto Layout is that you can change the width to be different options. For example, hack contents. Now it resized to fit both the title, the paragraph of text and the button. As the paragraph of text has also fixed width and it's an element of Auto Layout, we can set its width to either fill container and it fills this column that we have, or we can set to hack contents, then it goes all the way to the right. We don't want that. Let's revert and let's set the Auto Layout back to vertical. As we discussed a few minutes ago, the gap between all elements is now set to 16 pixels. We can easily change it from here, set to 32 or whatever value we like. One of the coolest thing is that if components inside Auto Layout are set to fill, so now the title is set to hack, let's set it to fill container, then it becomes super easy to build responsive layouts. Let's imagine that this is the mobile view, because it's pretty narrow and fits the mobile screen. Then we can change the width of Auto Layout and all the content inside fits the new size of the box. This is a really powerful feature of Auto Layout. Another thing is padding. Now it's set to 0. What if we change it to 40? So we get this left and right padding to 40. We can control it this way. We can set the left padding to 20 and the right padding is still 40. Same with the top and bottom padding. We can change them however we like. But this is more useful when you have nested Auto Layout components. And this is super powerful when you have, for example, the background fill for your Auto Layout, like this. Because if we don't have any padding, it would look pretty bad. With padding, it looks nice. Now let's talk about alignment inside Auto Layout. Let's set this title back to hack contents. And this is the alignment box. Now it's top left. We can also do it like this, and it's super fast. But the cool thing is when you have something aligned horizontally. For example, let's put this title here, change it to another action, and now put this button and this another action text into another Auto Layout. Now it's stacked vertically. Let's change it to horizontal and set the alignment to this. If we set the width of this box to fill container, you see that the frame moved here. It takes full width of the container, respecting its padding values. And if we double click here, see what changes. Now the elements are distributed to entire width of the container. This is really cool when you want to have something like this. And as I said before, all these things, they are responsive and react to resizing very well. Sometimes you want some elements to break the rules of auto layout component. For example, let's imagine that this is a pop-up and you want the X icon in the top right corner. So let's add this icon. It is stacked vertically like this, and if we put it here, it will be top left position. Even if we change the alignment to be like this, it's not 100% correct, right? Because usually it's almost on the same level as the title. In this situation, you can use this trick. You can ignore auto layout position of the element. The pictogram of this element get this frame in the layers panel, and now you can move it however you like. It will ignore the auto layout positioning. When the element behaves like this, we can easily put it in the top right corner and it won't break anything. One of the most frequent issues I have when resizing auto layout is that some of the elements inside they are set to wrong width. For example, check this text to be, instead of fixed, to fill container. For this element, even if it has this absolute positioning, you can set it to snap to the right side, and if we resize it, it will move together with the component. Using auto layout in your designs will save you hours. What's more important, it's almost how different components behave on web. So if you master auto layout, you will also master the web development easily. And you'll see a lot of similarities between them. Now when your designs resize themselves, check my other video about how to reuse them as components. And if you like this tutorial, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.